The Lost Tribe? Exploring the ancient link between the Israelites and the Igbo people of Nigeria. Thousands of miles apart, two ancient peoples seem to share more than just a rich history, one from the deserts of Canaan, the other rooted in the lush lands of West Africa. The Israelites, the Igbos. Could there be a deeper connection, a shared ancestry, a lost tribe? This is the story of a mystery that has crossed time, continents, and cultures. Two ancient peoples, one shared legacy? From the rolling hills of Jerusalem to the heartlands of southeastern Nigeria, a fascinating mystery persists. Are the Igbo people of Nigeria truly descendants of the ancient Israelites? Join us as we unravel a story of exile, identity, faith, and an unbreakable connection that stretches across centuries and continents. Who are the Igbos? The Igbo people, one of Africa's largest and most influential ethnic groups, number over 30 million. Predominantly found in southeastern Nigeria, the Igbos are known for their enterprise, resilience, and rich cultural heritage. But hidden beneath their colorful traditions is a deeply spiritual core, one that mirrors some surprisingly Jewish customs. Shared cultural practices. Let us explore some striking similarities between the Igbos and the ancient Israelites. Circumcision on the 8th day. Like the Israelites, Igbos circumcise male children on the 8th day after birth, a practice rooted in ancient Hebrew law. Kosher-like food rules. Many traditional Igbo communities avoid certain animals like pigs and unclean fish, much like Jewish kosher laws. Observance of the Sabbath. Some Igbo subgroups historically observed rest days, aligning with the Sabbath principle. Language and names. Names like Chukwu, meaning God, have linguistic and spiritual resonance with El Shaddai or Yahweh in Hebrew. Sacred rituals and altars. Ritual purification, animal sacrifices, and respect for altars also appear in both traditions. Historical claims. So how did this connection come to be? According to oral traditions and some fringe historical accounts, the Igbos may have migrated from the ancient Near East, possibly fleeing during the Assyrian or Babylonian captivities around 700 to 500 BCE. Alternative theories propose migration through North Africa, a lost tribe of Israel settling in West Africa, ancient Hebrew merchants or exiles integrating with indigenous tribes. Some Igbo elders claim descent from Gad, one of the 12 sons of Jacob. This belief has gained traction especially among those practicing what is called Hebrewism, a modern religious revival within Igbo communities. Modern-day Hebrew Igbos. Today, many Igbos proudly identify as Hebrew Israelites. Some have adopted full Jewish customs, keep kosher, observe the Torah, and even learn Hebrew. In Nigeria, synagogues have sprung up in Abuja, Enugu, and Onitsha. Communities like the House of Israel and Gihon Hebrew Assembly thrive. Some members have even made Aliyah immigration to Israel. Yet their identity remains contested. Controversy and scholarship. Mainstream historians remain skeptical, citing lack of archaeological or genetic proof. Similarities could be due to cultural coincidence. Igbo practices may have evolved independently, or influence may have come from Christian missionaries and Old Testament teachings during colonial times. Meanwhile, the Israeli government has not officially recognized the Igbos as a Jewish diaspora, though it acknowledges their cultural affinity. For some, it's faith. For others, it's fiction. Whether you see it as myth, memory, or mysticism, the bond between the Israelites and the Igbo people remains a living story. Maybe it's not about proving ancestry with DNA or ancient maps, but about a people finding strength and identity in a shared spiritual legacy. One God, two peoples, a connection beyond borders. What do you think? Are the Igbos truly descendants of the Israelites, or is it a powerful spiritual parallel? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more history and culture deep dives. The Israelites and the Igbos? A forgotten bond? Who are the Igbos? The Igbo people, pronounced Igbo, are one of the largest ethnic groups in Africa, numbering over 30 million. Found primarily in southeastern Nigeria, the Igbos have a long-standing tradition of trade, innovation, and fierce independence. But the Igbos are not just known for their resilience or economic strength. Beneath their vibrant culture lies a spiritual depth that many say mirrors the customs of ancient Israel. Shared cultural and religious practices. Many Igbos have long believed they are descendants of the Israelites, specifically from the tribe of Gad, one of Jacob's 12 sons. And over the centuries, cultural similarities have kept this belief alive. Circumcision on the 8th day. Both the Israelites and Igbos circumcise male children on the 8th day after birth. This timing is rare outside of Hebrew tradition. Kosher-like food taboos. In traditional Igbo society, certain animals such as pigs, snails, or shellfish are considered unclean. These dietary restrictions echo the kosher laws found in the Torah. Observance of a weekly sacred day. While not all Igbos observed the Sabbath in the Jewish sense, many communities had a market week cycle that included rest days and ritual observances similar to Shabbat. Ritual, purification, and sacrifice. Before major events, Igbos would often perform ritual cleansings, offer animal sacrifices, and use altars, practices almost identical to those described in Leviticus and Deuteronomy. Names and language. Names like Chukwu, Chineke, and Naukwu denote one supreme God, akin to El Elyon or Yahweh. Some Hebrew words like Eri, Levi, Ada, or Obi appear in Igbo nomenclature and oral traditions. Historical migration theories. But how could a tribe from Israel end up in West Africa? Some possible theories include the Assyrian exile theory, 722 BCE. After the fall of the northern kingdom of Israel to the Assyrians, the 10 lost tribes were scattered. Some traditions hold that the tribe of Gad migrated south through Egypt, Ethiopia, and into what is now Nigeria. Trans-Saharan migration. Ancient Jewish merchants and priests may have journeyed across the Sahara, settling and mixing with indigenous groups. Oral tradition of Eri. The Igbos speak of a patriarch named Eri, a divine figure sent from God. In the Bible, Eri is a descendant of Gad, Genesis 46:16. Some communities like Aguleri and Umuleri claim they were founded by Eri's descendants. Modern Igbo Judaism and Hebrewism. Today, thousands of Igbos actively practice Judaism, or what they call Hebrewism, a revival of ancient customs inspired by both tradition and scripture. Communities such as the House of Israel, Tikvat Israel, and Gihon Hebrew Assembly observe Passover, Hanukkah, and the Sabbath. Children are taught Hebrew. Men wear kippahs. Torah scrolls are kept in handmade arks. Israeli connection. Some Igbo Jews have made pilgrimage or moved to Israel, though they are not officially recognized under Israel's law of return. Others have formed connections with American and Ethiopian Jewish communities. Controversy and skepticism. Not everyone agrees with this theory. Historians and scholars raise several objections. The lack of archaeological or genetic evidence connecting Igbos directly to ancient Israel. The similarities may stem from Christian influence during colonial times, particularly through Anglican missionaries who emphasized Old Testament teachings. Cultural coincidences are possible across isolated civilizations. Faith, identity, and legacy. For many Igbos, the Israelite identity is not just about history, it's about faith, dignity, and belonging. It offers a way to reclaim heritage, connect with God, and resist cultural erasure. Whether through bloodline or belief, the Igbo-Israelite connection remains a powerful narrative, one that continues to evolve with every new generation. So, what do you believe? Are the Igbos descendants of the lost tribes of Israel? Or is this a case of cultural convergence and spiritual rediscovery? Let us know in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more deep dives into African history and identity, and share this story with someone curious about their roots. Igbos and Israelites. Could an ancient tribe from the deserts of the Middle East have journeyed through time, over deserts and jungles, into the heart of West Africa? Could the Igbos of Nigeria be descendants of one of the lost tribes of Israel? This isn't just folklore. It's a story of migration, identity, cultural echoes, and an ancient mystery that lives on today. Title card: Igbos and Israelites, a lost tribe discovered. A lost tribe discovered. The Igbo people form one of the major ethnic groups in Nigeria, primarily inhabiting the southeastern region. Known for their entrepreneurial spirit, democratic social structure, and strong kinship systems, the Igbos boast a civilization dating back thousands of years. Igbo oral traditions. Igbo oral history speaks of an ancestral figure named Eri, a divine being sent by God. Eri is said to have settled in present-day Aguleri in Anambra State. Eri's name is not just a coincidence. He appears in the Bible as one of the sons of Gad, Jacob's seventh son. Genesis 46:16. The sons of Gad, Ziphion, Hagi, Shuni, Esbon, Eri, Arodi, and Areli. The 10 lost tribes of Israel. In 722 BCE, the Assyrian Empire conquered the northern kingdom of Israel and exiled its population. 10 of Israel's 12 tribes disappeared from recorded history. These tribes came to be known as the 10 lost tribes of Israel. Where did they go remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Some theories propose eastward migration into Asia, absorption by local empires, southward migration into Africa. Could the tribe of Gad, through Eri, have migrated through Egypt, Ethiopia, Sudan, and eventually into Nigeria? Cultural and religious parallels. While genetics and archaeology remain inconclusive, the most compelling evidence lies in culture and faith. 10 cultural and religious similarities. Circumcision on the 8th day, practiced by both ancient Israelites and Igbos. Unclean animals. Pigs and shellfish are traditionally forbidden. Sabbath equivalents. Igbo Native Week includes rest days, e.g., NKWO. Monotheism, the concept of Chukwu, supreme God, aligns with Yahweh. Ark-like shrines. Sacred objects are kept in sanctuaries, similar to the Ark of the Covenant. Tribal system. The Igbo clan structure mirrors ancient Hebrew tribal arrangements. Levitical codes, practices around ritual purity, blood, and altars are surprisingly aligned. Language clues, words like Eri, Obi, house, Uzo, way, appear in both Hebrew and Igbo. Sacred names, names like Chinyonso, God is near, or Chukwuemeka, God has done well, echo the biblical tradition of invoking God in names. Yearly feasts, the New Yam Festival, mirrors harvest festivals like Sukkot. Could these similarities be mere coincidence or preserved remnants of an ancient faith? Historians, scholars, and modern academics are divided on the Igbo-Israelite theory. Professor Elizabeth Isiche, a historian of Igbo culture, argues, much of the Israelite identity is shaped by post-colonial reinterpretation, fueled by missionaries and Bible translations. Professor Tudor Parfit, renowned for researching African Jewish groups, notes, though there is little DNA evidence, cultural practices and strong oral traditions cannot be easily dismissed. Genetic studies. Some studies found partial Middle Eastern genetic markers, but not enough to conclusively claim Israelite descent. Modern Igbo Judaism. Today, a revival is underway. Thousands of Igbos now practice Judaism, separate from Christianity and traditional Igbo religion. They study Hebrew, observe the Torah, and celebrate Jewish festivals. Organizations include House of Israel, Gihan Hebrew Assembly, Tikvat Israel Synagogue, Igbo Rabbi in Nigeria. We are not converting to Judaism, we are returning to it. In 2016, the Israeli chief rabbinate declined to recognize the Igbo as Jews, citing lack of evidence. Still, some Igbo Jews have made aliyah to Israel with special humanitarian visas. Faith or fact? Is this a story of physical ancestry or spiritual alignment? The truth may be a blend of both. Some view the Igbo-Israelite theory as a metaphor for resilience, a reclamation of identity after colonial erasure, a genuine search for ancestral roots. Perhaps the Igbos are not just descendants of Israelites, but spiritual heirs of Israelite faith and perseverance. Whether it's history, heritage, or hope, the Igbo-Israelite connection continues to captivate scholars and seekers alike. Tell us, do you believe the Igbos are one of the lost tribes of Israel? Or is this a powerful spiritual journey shaped by centuries of faith? Comment your thoughts below, like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications for more ancient African mysteries. Across continents and centuries, a mystery unfolds, a people in West Africa, and a nation from the Middle East. Different lands, different tongues, but, perhaps, the same blood. This is the story of the Igbo people of Nigeria and their extraordinary claim of descent from the ancient Israelites. A story of faith, tradition, exile, and rediscovery. Could one of the lost tribes of Israel be living in plain sight? This is Igbos and Israelites, a lost tribe discovered. Who are the Igbos? The Igbo, one of Africa's largest ethnic groups, inhabit southeastern Nigeria, numbering over 30 million people. Known for their entrepreneurship, strong family bonds, and democratic village structure, the Igbos have preserved a proud and independent culture for centuries. But beyond their modern identity lies something more ancient. Igbo oral history speaks of a founding ancestor named Eri, the same name found in the Bible, Genesis 46:16, where Eri is listed as a son of Gad, one of Jacob's 12 sons, the lost tribes of Israel. In 722 BCE, the Assyrian Empire invaded the northern kingdom of Israel. 10 tribes were scattered, exiled, and eventually lost to history. Where they went remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Some say they moved east, others say south, deeper into Africa. Could one of these tribes, Gad, have journeyed through Egypt into Ethiopia and across the great forest belt into West Africa? Shared customs. The similarities between the ancient Israelites and the Igbos are difficult to ignore. Both circumcise male infants on the 8th day. Both consider pigs and shellfish unclean. Both practice ritual purification, animal sacrifice, and priestly offerings. Both emphasize a supreme monotheistic God, Chukwu among the Igbos, and Yahweh among the Israelites. Both follow complex naming customs that invoke God in everyday identity. Even the structure of Igbo clans echoes the tribal system of Israel. Coincidence or connection? Historians and debates. Scholars remain divided. Historians like Elizabeth Isache argue that many so-called Israelite traditions emerged during colonial times under the influence of Christian missionaries. But others, like British historian Tudor Parfitt, point to oral tradition, cultural preservation, and even DNA samples that show possible Middle Eastern markers. The evidence is compelling, but not conclusive. The rise of Igbo Judaism. Today, thousands of Igbos actively practice Judaism, not as converts, but as returnees to what they believe is their ancestral faith. They study Hebrew, observe the Sabbath, celebrate Passover, blow the shofar, keep the Torah. From Enugu to Abuja to Abia, synagogues rise in red clay landscapes. These are not just acts of religion, but statements of identity. Recognition and controversy. Still, recognition remains elusive. Israel does not officially recognize Igbo Jews under the law of return. Some say the lack of written historical continuity complicates the case. Yet, for many Igbos, recognition from others matters less than reclaiming what they believe has always been theirs: legacy and meaning. Whether by blood or belief, the link between the Igbos and the Israelites speaks to something eternal. A hunger for origin, a longing for God, a calling across the sands of time. Perhaps the question isn't whether the Igbos are Israelites, but whether Israel ever truly left them. What do you believe? Are the Igbos a lost tribe of Israel, Or are these echoes of a spiritual bond, shaped by history, faith, and resilience? Share your thoughts below. Subscribe for more explorations into forgotten African legacies, ancient faiths, and hidden histories. Until next time, keep seeking truth. From the hills of ancient Judea to the heart of Igbo land, the footprints of history might be older than we ever imagined. Did the children of Israel walk all the way to Nigeria? Or did history just leave us a few sacred breadcrumbs to follow? One thing's for sure. The Igbo story is not just African, it's biblical. And maybe, just maybe, it's global. So let's hear from you. Do the dots connect, or are we chasing legends? Type it out in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey through culture, mystery, and ancient bloodlines, go ahead and smash that like button like a village drum. Subscribe to keep the fire of hidden history burning, and don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss the next untold African legacy. From synagogues in Enugu to scrolls in Jerusalem, the story isn't over. We're just beginning to turn the page. Until next time, stay curious, stay proud, and never stop asking the big questions.